I spent a year building this Minecraft minigame, but it isn't good enough. I want to make it better. But how? Let's start at the beginning. July 2020. Tango Tech, a member of the Hermitcraft server, created a game called Decked Out. I'd always been interested in Redstone, but seeing it pushed to its creative limit through game design, that stirred something in me. I wanted to do this myself, but there was a problem. I was trash at Redstone. I'm talking couldn't build a proper piston door level of bad. My contraptions would break, my timing was off, half of the time I didn't even understand why something worked when it actually did work. Instead of doing what everyone else does and looking up tutorials, I wanted to try something different. I'd figure it out along the way. Trial and error. Break things, fix them, break them again. It was frustrating, but every small victory felt earned. Of course, some things you can't learn on your own. Comparators? Had to look those up. Observer mechanics? Yeah, YouTube helped me with that one. But then I'd spend hours putting the pieces together, testing different combinations, seeing what worked and what exploded in my face. Slowly, painfully, I got better. Eventually, I created version 1 of my game. At this point, it didn't even have a name. Just that dungeon thing I'm working on. We can still find the remains in one of my oldest Redstone testing worlds. After my younger cousin got his hands on it and thought dumping water everywhere was a brilliant idea, yeah, not smart of him, stupid of me for letting him, half the logic was completely destroyed. It was a disaster. But you know what? The game was already ultra simple and heavily based on Tango's original work anyway. Losing it almost felt like a sign. A push to do better. Then in August 2022, Tango began Decked Out II. Listening to his game design changes and watching the sheer scale at which he built reignited my passion. The attention to detail, the way he balanced risk and reward. The ideas started to flood back. What if I did this? What if I changed that? What if instead of copying Tango's theme, I made something completely my own? Taking everything I'd learned, every fail Redstone contraption, every design mistake, every piece of player feedback, and committing to finish this once and for all, I set out to complete what would become Meltdown. This multi-level dungeon runner, originally inspired by Tango Tech's work, had evolved far beyond the original mold. It became my own. Set aboard a spaceship on the brink of collapse, your mission: search for the missing artifact buried deep in the rubble of this once glorious vessel. The ship's hull creaked and groans around you. Emergency lights flicker in the darkness. Something has gone terribly, terribly wrong here. But your path is blocked by alien species, the same ones responsible for the ship's catastrophic fail. They lurk in the shadows, waiting. Each level gets harder, each descent more dangerous. Using your bank of special abilities, you dive deeper and deeper, recovering artifacts left behind. Every successful retrieval rewards you with greater abilities and power-ups, until finally you claim the final artifact and become the hero of the ship. You walk away victorious. Which brings us to now. It's been a while since Meltdown, and once again, I'm inspired to do it all over, and do it better. But to do that, we need to learn from our mistakes and find new creative ways to make the next version better than the last. What worked? What didn't? What made players excited and what made them quit? The best way to learn is to do. So let me give you the first-hand experience with my game, Meltdown. Welcome to Meltdown. I'm so excited to have you here doing this walkthrough and playthrough with you. I love this game. I've played this so many times. I've had a bunch of friends play it, and everyone seems to really enjoy it while they play it. So, hoping you're going to be excited about it, and you're going to have fun just watching me play, because I think it's a super cool game. But I'm really excited for the next game we build, because if you think this one's good, wait till the next one. I have a bunch of ideas cooking. But before we get too ahead of ourselves with that next game, let's just spend a little time appreciating this previous game. And throughout the whole building process of the next game, we are going to be referencing back to this one to kind of show, okay, what are we like? What do we change? And just to give you a little bit more of a behind the scenes here, we can walk through and just see all of the redstone and all the different stuff going on in the background. It's pretty cool. I have enjoyed building this. It took me a while, but The overall concept building process has been a multi-year thing. Just excluding the whole placing every single block, excluding that, it's been a long process to get to this point. But I trust and am excited that the next one will be even better. So let's just kind of start over here, and I'll give you a little bit of a walkthrough. Each of these are player cubbies in which they can store their decks and store anything else they might need. And over here we have a cool shop in which you can use your crowns that you get from the game itself to buy and purchase other cards and useful things you can bring into the game. And then up here we have a little game explanation and a testing of your audio. You can hear the different noises in the game. That's pretty helpful just to do some testing, right? To make sure your sounds work. With that, that is the kind of entrance, the exterior, the hub. But now I think it's time to get into the game. Disclaimer, this game was created prior to me doing YouTube and considering volume. I would recommend watching your volume as the sound effects are quite loud. We can clearly see that the game is ready to play. Let's go ahead and put our key into this chest and let's get into it. As we enter the game, we obviously have our deck in our hand. We can set our spawn, noting that the items will be returned to this chest. Now we need to click this note block if we do not escape. Now for this game, we're going to be using this deck right here, and there are a variety of different cards. I'll just give you a little bit of a taste of a couple different types. So first is kind of our basic common level card, called Scavenger, and this gives you 2 additional treasure. Now that doesn't necessarily mean there's literally 2 treasure being dropped into the map. That means it's going to attempt to drop treasure twice. Whether or not it actually does is a random chance. Next is Fixer Upper, and this means that basically randomly throughout the game, damage is applied, and what damage does is it causes traps to start, and it causes doors to close, and other bad things to basically happen. So this prevents that attempt. The game is going to attempt to cause doors to close, and it'll prevent that attempt from even occurring 6 times. Next is Enrichment. And Enrichment basically attempts to drop core fragments into the map twice. Core fragments are the primary means by which you can buy better cards and upgrades. And then lastly is Spring Loaded, in which we can see beacon abilities used, where jump boost is gained for 60 seconds. As you can see, there's a lot of cards, and this is just my deck that I've accumulated over time. And these cards play about every 15 to 30 seconds in that range. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Right here, for just my general testing purposes, I have all of the cards listed, and as you can see, there are a lot of different ones, all with a variety of different effects. So we've set our spawn, we have our deck. Let's go ahead and enter the main starting room. Now the first thing you'll notice is to the left, you have your difficulty. Difficulty basically determines where your compass drop location is going to be pointing. If it is a beginner, it's going to be the top part of level 1. Cosmic Sovereign, you're guaranteed a level 4 drop. This being very difficult to get out. I have only done that a couple times, and I've played the game probably 200 plus times at this point. Let's find a little bit of a middle ground and just do Galactic Explorer to start. I also have a feature where you can enable or disable the blinking, flashing lights, because for certain people's computers, it might not be able to handle that. All right, let's go ahead, place our deck against the light, click the note block, and let's start. Let's hop into the minecart, and we are off. This is going to bring us to level 1 to start the conquest of trying to get out with an artifact. All right, we have a level 2 artifact. We got some treasure here on the floor. Let's pick that up. There is one. Got a guy here. Treasure on his feet. I'm just gonna ignore that for now.
Enrichment.
We just had the card enrichment play, which basically is going to drop there we go. Attempt to drop 2 core fragments. Hey, and we got really lucky there. So that's great. We got 2 of those. At the end of the game, those are going to be super valuable for progressing. Berries are pivotal for keeping your running abilities active. Okay, so right now I'm just kind of looking for treasure. I'm trying to just get a lay of the land. Let's go down. Now, these are our sub-reactors, and in them are different colored concrete powder, or excuse me, concrete. And at the end of the game, we are going to want to remember that sub-reactor on level 1 was red. And that will help us get more core fragments to get better cards at the end of the game. I'll tell you a little bit more about that when it comes up. Nice. Oh, this is great. We got a key and we got a redstone torch, which will allow us to basically deactivate any core meltdowns.
Gold rush.
Gold rush. Taking some damage there.
Plunder.
Okay, so I have a key. Oh! Punishing Plunder just played. That is a really good card for getting a bunch of stuff. I have a bunch of keys now. Okay, he's coming. So I have enough keys now to basically get to the 2nd level and get out. Wow, keys everywhere. This is what happens when you have a really good deck. You don't really need to spend a whole lot of time. I'm running out of food here. Let's take a moment for that. Okay, so our clank block was putting in some work there, and you can see we just got to the point where we can hear our heartbeat now, which kind of is the start of the downslope to loss. It's unfortunate that played right as I was transitioning. Go ahead and get to level 2. Alright, so we are somewhere on level 2, and if I had to guess... Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Pick a side, pick a side, pick a side. Okay. If I had to guess, I think it's going to be on the lower level of level 2. We're going to have to go find the staircase, because obviously I built this map. I know the map very well.
Scavenger.
Scavenger. Looks like I have my directional audio on, which shouldn't be the case, but that's okay for now. Excuse me. Alright, my heartbeat is picking up a little bit. Let's go ahead and just right away let's go down. I'm just guessing, I didn't even check up here. I'm pretty confident. Alright, level 2 sub-reactor is yellow, so we have red and yellow. Gotta remember that. Wow, our heartbeat is picking up so fast. Oh, he's right there. Excuse me. Okay, he's not following. Okay, do we have it in this room? We're watching and looking there. It is. Oh, please don't tell me it was up. Did I guess wrong? I must have guessed wrong. No, I guessed wrong. Oh. Now, if we were trying to go to level 3, that would be the door to level 3. I'm an idiot, and I guessed wrong, so let's go back up. Care about that. Berries, though. Oh! Okay. We need to find a better way. Okay. We are running out. Ooh. We just had a meltdown occur, but my legendary meltdown preventer card just prevented it from actually going off. Ooh. Double jump. Pretty sweet. Okay. Alright, alright. Let's see, where do we gotta go? Oh, is it down here? It's down here. Yep. Yeah, there we go. Alien plants. That is for 28 core fragments at the end of the game if we successfully get out. This is a pretty good run we have going right here. Okay, let's not get too greedy. Yeah. Oh, there's one in front of me and behind me. Okay. We need to lure that guy away. Why? Why are you doing this? No.
Haste.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh! Dude, that guy was just chilling in the doorway. That was so mean. Alright. Doing well. Okay. Let's go back up. I think it's... we didn't get a lot of core fragments. It's pretty unfortunate. Let's see if we can kind of scavenge for a little bit. Our heartbeat's okay right now, so let's see if we can scavenge for some more stuff. Is this activated? Okay, nice. Alright, it's time to dip. Get out of here. Successful run, we will take that. Alright, just a reminder, red, yellow. Take that. Check for any last...
A lot.
treasure. Gotta loot a lot. Nope. Alright, time to go. Oh! That was the dumbest way to die. Dude, alright, I didn't escape. I gotta click that. Okay, so the game is shutting off now, and it is repacking my deck and bringing it all back to me. Unfortunately, everything I just had, I lost. Okay, there we go. Deck is back. I'm gonna leave that in there, though, because what I want to do is I want to just fly over to where I was and where I died and give you a picture of what the end of the game looks like if you do succeed. So, obviously, you just saw what happens if we don't. But let's just pick up the stuff we had. You have to put a key in here in order for these doors to open and escape. So let's assume that happened. Oh, they did literally blow through the door. Look at that. Okay. So I would then fall down here. Pop. And this is now the color system, the sub-reactor color system that I mentioned before. So we know that red, we're going to set it to red, and we're going to go to level 1. Click that. Give it a moment. We hear the noise, we know we got that correct. Okay, that's awesome. Yellow was the level 2 sub-reactor. If you notice, now we see a couple more core fragments dropped right there for us because we got that correct. Great. All right, and I didn't look at level 3s, but I'm just going to guess. Let's just go with blue. Let's see if I can guess it right, because there's nothing stopping me. Nope. Bad. Okay, so we can collect those extra core fragments. See, that gave us 6 more, so that's pretty awesome. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to throw my artifact into the beacon beam. That'll do is it'll start the processing. And then this will open, and I can drop all my coins in, and those will convert the coins to crowns. Now we just wait for our core fragments to be dropped. Alright, we got a total of 37, and we can see we are a limited random amount of options cards to buy. You can see there's a bunch of little inconsistencies in timing. Even the volume of some of them are a little off, right? Like, there's all these little things that I'm going to clean up in the next iteration of the game that just, I was learning. I was figuring out all this stuff, making custom textures, using custom sounds, like that was all new. But these are the first ones that are always open that you can buy. We have Mending, Creep, Scavenger, Revival, Guardian's Vault, and Enrichment. These indicate that they're reusable. This indicates it's a one-time use thing. So we note those. We can obviously buy all those easily if we wanted. We can also buy this one, though. Echoless. Ignore all clank for 30 seconds. That's pretty nice. And I can't quite afford this one, but if I could, it would, every card played after this is 1+ treasure. That's super good. That's so cool. Fragmented Reality. This is a one-time use card, 10+ core fragments, which is crazy. And then a reusable 8+ treasure, and it adds 2 Blunder to the deck. And Blunder basically are ways in which we artificially pump damage and clank into the game, just in case you're standing there doing nothing, right? And then Juggernaut is you receive armor, actually, but clank is 10 times more likely to be activated. So that one's actually reusable, so you can wear armor into the map. Halt prevents the next Meltdown. That's super nice. Resonating Riches, 6+ treasure per level of heartbeat. So that's whenever the card is played, whatever your heartbeat is at, what level, it will give you 6. So you could have, if you're way at the end of the game, you get 24 treasure drops just because of that card. Quick Draw, it plays the next 2 cards immediately, which is super helpful. So yeah, I think I'm going to do this one right here. We can put in, let's see how expensive it is. Is it 30? Let's get rid of that. Put those in there, and we'll wait for that to, you don't really need to wait, but just, I'll show you what happens when it is, purchased. Get a little ding, and it closes it. Now, in a game mode where you're actually playing against people, we do have victory points. So you could spend 15 to get 1 victory point, 30 to get 4, or 45 to get 10 victory points. So that is an option if you're just trying to, like, hey, most victory points wins, right, out of 50 games. That's an option. There we go. All right, let's switch back to survival. This is the exit, and we just fall to our death. And we end up right here. If you notice, we have our new card. We have 5 crowns now, and then the rest of our deck. So what we could do is say, okay, I want to add that card, Echoless, to my deck. Sick. And then I'll take my crowns, and let's head out of here. Now, the game gets really cool when you start strategizing about what cards you actually want in your deck. So maybe in order to put that card in, I want to take one out because I know not all my cards are getting shuffled by the time I finish. So let's say, oh, okay, I have 5 crowns. Maybe I want this satisfaction card. So one time you receive 4 golden carrots at the beginning of the game. So that's pretty good, right? Or regen pot, 1 crown, be helpful. Looks like I can do both. So let's get that. And let's get this. There we go. Receive that. Get the card. There it is. Awesome. Now I can bring this into the game with me and use it. And I can add this to my deck if I wanted to. So that's a little quick run through of the game. And there are so many features that you didn't get to see. But throughout the process of this series, as we build the new version of it, I'll be talking about what I'm dropping and what I'm adding and how the game will be changing. So we'll have a chance to really in-depth go through not only what systems there are in the game, but actually how the systems work. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned, stick around. I love to have you throughout this whole process, follow along, and maybe even try building some of this yourself. With that, it's been a genuine pleasure having you around for this episode, and if you stuck around to the end, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. That really helps out, doesn't cost anything, and it encourages me to continue making cool videos like this. So thank you so much for being here, and we will see you next time.